What's going on, everybody? Jason with HOJ Forge. Gonna fire up the forge today and forge for the first time in about a year and a half. I am starting over, so this is going to give a really cool perspective for everybody starting out forging. You know, if you watch my other videos, I was using tools that I already had. I had already built, I had already made, I had already bought. And this is going to be more of a, how do we get back to a level of production so that I can do shows and have inventory when I have almost nothing from my previous forge. In the true forging it forward fashion and style, I gave almost everything away. I kept my coal forge mainly because nobody wanted it, and I kept one of my hammers that I made and one of the hammers that I bought, and that's it. Just about everything else I gave away. Long before I was making forging videos, I was forging. And I was using these as my tongs. And they're not good. The handle's melted from where I was resting it up on the forge and stuff. I gave all my tongs away. I have 0 tongs to use in my forging. So, I need to forge a pair of tongs. However, to make tongs, you've got to have a punch to punch the holes so you can put the rivet in so you can make the tongs. So before I can forge the tongs out, I need to forge the punch so I can make the tongs. So let's go over the tools that I have to do this with. I've got 1 coil of a leaf spring. I've got my old channel locks. I've got this old hatchet, which is my cutoff tool, although I still have the Hardy cutoff tool for my anvil. I've got the hammer that I made, which really hasn't seen any use. I just threw it aside and said, one day I'm going to start forging again, I'm going to need a hammer. I'm keeping this one. The one that was on Forged in Fire is off somewhere. Hopefully someone's using it and getting some use out of it. I've got my vise, which will be good to hold it while I'm smoothing things out with this old farrier's rasp. Yeah, normally I'd take it to the grinder. You know, my knife grinder would be set up. I'd take it over there, spin it, smooth it out, get everything, dress the faces, and be done. But I don't have that set up because I don't have power out here at the lean-to. There's my knife grinder down there. Got to wait till I have a shop to set that back up. So the ultimate answer of what's the first thing you should forge when you start forging, for me, because I already have the knowledge and the skills to make the tongs, it's going to be a punch. For you, it might be better to buy a pair of tongs from someone that actually knows how to make them, or what is it, Blacksmith Warehouse, or whatever that place is. There's other places to get tongs, so this is going to be a different answer for everybody. But for me, first thing, punch. Let's go. I like long punches, but that one's getting really long, so I think I'm going to cut it off now rather than trying to unravel and straighten the whole thing. That makes sense, right? So I'm going to start with the striking end, make that into an octagon, dress it, get that ready, and then we'll worry about what size to make the punch. Alright, so this is where I'd normally take it to the grinder. If this was the striking, or the striking end where I'd be holding the punch, it's crooked, it's beveled from where I was drawing it out. So normally I'd take it to the grinder, throw it on that flat platen and flatten it out. I don't have that set up, so I'm going to have to try the farrier's rasp and see if I can't do it by hand. Alright, there's the striking end. Oops, where are we? There's the striking end. Probably could do better on the forge to finish aspect of it, but first time in a year and a half hitting something, I think I'm alright. So, let's get the punching end. So, to forge the punching end, I'm going to square it up and draw it out to close to the diameter that I want, and then round it back up and dress it up and smooth it out, and hopefully that's all I need to do. Alright, just trying to round it up now, which is exceedingly difficult, holding it offset with these channel locks, because I can't get the, I'm having a hard time finding center, which is why it keeps jumping all over the place. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. Well, there we go. Striking end, punching end. I know it doesn't look like much, but for the first thing I forged in such a long time, I'm actually pretty stoked that it came out so good. I will say that I have lost a lot of my touch on forge to finish. It took me quite a few heats to get this end where I wanted it, you know, without having to resort to the grinder. So I got to get back in practice, but I don't think anyone's going to be happy until I punch some steel. So I'm going to let this cool down. I got a piece of steel in the fire, and we'll see if we can punch a hole with it. So my punching technique is a little out of practice as well, but pretty clean hole. There's a plug. I'll take it. All right. There we go. Not too bad. At least I got something I can throw in the can now. Yeah, a couple of things I noticed. One, it's really hot down here in Tennessee. Stay hydrated. Number two, forging is not like riding a bike. Some of it is. So, I mean, swinging the hammer right, hammer technique, that came back pretty easily. But a lot of that forge to finish stuff that I really like to do, because I hate having to clean things up afterwards, that's just practice, and I'm so out of practice it didn't come back naturally. So took a long time, a lot of heats that I didn't put on camera, just going back and cleaning up that end, you know, dressing it from the top to smooth it out and round it off and get it all lined up. And it took a good number of heats to do that. Probably as many heats to dress that as it did to forge the whole thing. I mean, it's just a punch, right? So there you go. First forging video in quite a while. Hope it was worth the wait. Everybody that already has all their tools and stuff are going, ah, what's so big about that? You make Damascus knives. You want forged in fire, blah, blah, blah. You got to start somewhere when you're starting over. So starting from the beginning. Next video should be some tongs, which I needed this for, and then I can get rid of those stupid channel locks. They just don't work very well at all. Tongs, that's the way. That's the ticket. Anyways, thanks everybody. I'll catch you on the next video.